A few years ago, Reeves Electro released a pedal that would kind of signify a bit of a shift in my tonal tastes, if you will. And that pedal was this, the Reeves Electro Leo. Essentially 3 tweed amps in one pedal, but not actually going for like an amp in a box type thing, more going for the overdrive sound, the exploding amp sound of those classic amplifiers. And it was a revelation for me. My first foray into those iconic rock and roll sounds that squelch and compress when you whack a E string. But it's a relatively complicated pedal and possibly Reeves' most ambitious design, which is saying something. So now we have the Leo 12, a stripped back take on the bigger unit designed to take some of the guesswork out of finding that sweet spot. In fact, they've gone so far that I would say that it's all the sweet spot. There are no bad sounds in this Leo 12. If you don't know by now, Marcus and Izzy Reeves of Reeves Electro are some of the best pedal builders in the world right now, making high-end artisan style pedals that ooze character and care inside and out. I personally love getting the little handwritten notes with every pedal. So the Leo 12, I actually heard about this pedal a few years ago, not long after the release of the original Leo. I believe that original prototype was simply a more stripped back version of the Leo, focusing on the 12 mode, which was the 5E3 12 watt Tweed Deluxe mode from the Leo, aka the best sound in the pedal. They wanted to take that sound and put it into its own pedal that was more simple to use, and I'm sure that would have been an awesome pedal. Basic, I believe it was just going to have 2 knobs, volume and gain, but Marcus and Izzy are tweakers. And they didn't stop there. They wanted to add a little tonal tweaking to the Leo 12, so they took the range control from their 108 Master, which is a Range Master style boost, and slapped it in between the 2 gain stages of the 12. This became the tone knob in the Leo 12, making this pedal not just a stripped back version of the Leo, but something with its own character completely. I would personally say that all the original Leo sounds in this pedal are found with the tone quite low, maybe 9 o'clock or lower. So if you think about it, that leaves all this room for adding more brightness, more sparkle to your tone. If you're enjoying this video so far, it would really mean a lot if you would go down and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out carry on making these videos. Got an interesting year ahead of me, so it would be great to have you along for the journey and have your support. Let's get back to the Leo 12. In my opinion, if the original Leo was leaning towards the edge of breakup and driven tones of those tweed amps, then the Leo 12 kind of kicks it up a notch. On my pedal board, for example, this has taken up the mantle of a fuzz pedal. Gain set high and tone set low, it is such a glorious, squelchy, compressed sound. It basically sounds like a Tweed Deluxe that's hanging on for dear life. And yes, that is kind of a fuzzy sound and can replace a fuzz pedal if you want it to. But one awesome thing about the 12 that I don't remember about the original Leo, it might have done it, it might not have, is that the Leo 12 cleans up so well, as good as any amazing fuzz face. Honestly, the cleanup is glorious. No matter how high you have the gain, just wind back your volume knob and you've got a crystal clear clean tone. So much so that I've actually kind of been leaving this pedal on all the time and just riding my volume knob for my clean, my edge of breakup, and even my fuzzy tones. The Leo 12 and everything Reeves does is high end. And some of you are going to vibe with that and some of you are not. And that's totally fine. But those people interested enough to pick one of these up, I think are really going to love it. One thing for me that Reeves Electro still has first place for is the beauty of their pedal guts. Stunning craftsmanship and great tones that will slap a smile on your face and leave it there until you turn the pedal off.